Hello, nieces and niestas. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista. She is I, and I am her. And over here, we do mainly things fragrances, whether it's body or home. And today, we are here to do a review on a fragrance that was released the early part of this summer. So if you're interested in hearing all about my thoughts, please stay tuned. So the highlighted fragrance of today, you guys, is Aqua Media from the house of Mason Francis Kurkdjian. And if you know, you know, Mason Francis Kurkdjian is the creator of the infamous Baccarat Rouge 540. And at this point, it doesn't have a fan base. And I say this very lightly, it has a cult following. So this is the perfumer of this fragrance. This fragrance is actually like series number 4 of this particular fragrance line. And it is a part of the Aqua Cologne Forte. And the Aqua Cologne Forte, it is more of a unisex fragrance line, but I do think that it lends a little bit more masculine in my opinion. So let's just do a little background information. Mason Francis Kurkdjian, you know, of course, he's the creator of the fragrances in the house of MFK. But prior to him creating his own fragrance house, he did work with quite a few designers and other perfumers and perfume houses. Just to name a few, he worked with Jean, what is the name? Jean Paul Gaultier. He's worked with Dior. He's done some things with Narcisco Rodriguez. So those are just a few to name a few. The fragrance Aqua Media was released June 1st. And I'm going to share a little footage over here on the side when I went in store. Actually, this exhibition was up prior to the June 1st. They had the samples out, had the little postcard information. They actually had the bottle out where you can actually sample the fragrance. And I did sample the fragrance on that day. And the essay also gave me a fragrance sample, a fragrance vial, a little sample. And it came nicely packaged. It looks like his standard. Some of them are bigger, but it looks like his standard fragrance cologne or perfume packagings. But like I said, this is number 4 of a series. And the series is Aqua Cologne Forte. I think the first one that was released was the one in the clear bottle, and that was Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. And then we have the blue bottle, which is the Aqua Celestria Cologne Forte. And we have the yellow bottle, which is the Aqua Vitae Cologne Forte. And now we have the one that has been recently released as of June 1st, which is the Aqua Media Cologne Forte. Isn't this pretty? You know, green is like my favorite color, so I'm like trying to coordinate, but a different shade of green. But you know, his fragrances are never a major disappointment in my opinion. The last fragrance from the house, well, I only have 2 from the house. I'm on my second bottle of Baccarat Rouge, and I have 724. So when this fragrance was announced to be released, I got really excited about it because I really like all of his fragrances are unisex, but I do like the clean, molecular, aquatic type of fragrances that he have. I like those. I enjoy those. So I was really excited about it. So went into the store, sampled the fragrance, you know, just browsed around to see how I like the fragrance. And you guys, you know, just a heads up, this fragrance was really a disappointment to me, and I'm going to explain to you why. So let's talk about the fragrance notes in the fragrance. The fragrance notes are verbena, bergamot. The heart notes are fennel, which is like a carrot, fennel, which is like a carrot, Hidion, which is a blend of citruses, and the base notes are musk, matcha tea, and woodsy notes. So I was really excited about the bergamot and the matcha tea note, as well as the verbena, because, you know, I do like tea notes. I do like that freshness. I do like the green aspect that a lot of tea notes and that herbal aspect in combination with the bergamot or the citrusy notes. Really excited about that part of it. So I was thinking, okay, you know, if I like it, I had planned to make a purchase. So when I first, the first day that I went in and I saw the fragrance, I sampled it, and I was sampling other things. So I really was not really able to make an exact assessment of it because I had been sampling other things and my attention was just all over the place. So I came home, I sampled the fragrance, and I was like, I don't know about this. So I went back to the store a couple days later and I resampled it again from the bottle, because sometimes in my mind it tells me, okay, the bottle is better than what the samples are. That's really not true. Don't listen to me, but I just think that in my mind sometimes. So sampled the fragrance, got the same type of effect. I did not like that fragrance. It's like for the first hour, that fragrance turned to a sour citrus note on my skin, and it could just be my skin. And normally grapefruits and particular citruses, they will do that on your fragrance, but I just felt like it had a balance where I didn't have to worry about that. And I'm really curious to know whether or not it will be that way like in the fall and the winter months, although this is more of a spring DNA as far as spring or summer DNA type of fragrances. But I always tell you, you wear what you want when you want. But this fragrance, it turned very sour on my skin. What I can say, as the fragrance dried down, like and it lasts. You can smell it and you can vibe with it for quite some time. It did develop into this mild lactonic note, which was very surprising to me because I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be more of like an aquatic green. So I went back and I referenced the notes and I'm like, what would make this lactonic? It's really nothing in this fragrance that would make this lactonic. So when I thought about it, I thought about matcha tea. Matcha tea is it's more like a creamier tea in my opinion, although it's still green, but it's like it's creamier. But I know those greens are, herbal. It's green. So I don't know if it's that carrot note. I really don't know what gave it that lactonic nutty like note on my skin. I can't break it down. If you have an idea of what that could be, it could just be my skin. I'm not really sure. But I was not at all impressed by this. So the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It fits in really well with its predecessors. It completes it almost. It's beautiful. So it's actually, like I said, a beautiful packaging. I don't like the fragrance for me. Even, I had my husband to sample it on his risk, and I would sniff it here and there. I didn't really get that sour note to it, but it was still something in it that I just really didn't care for, even on his skin. So the longevity of this fragrance, you get about 5 hours. So it does have a little lasting power to it. And the projection, you get about 2 hours, honestly. So that first hour on my skin, I experienced that sourness, and then that second hour, it was really weird because it dried down to something that was more lactonic and nutty, which is so weird to me. So you get about 2 hours of projection. The brand class, of course, is niche. The fragrance class is a citrusy, fresh fragrance. And I would add green to that as well. So it's, a nice fragrance if you're into that type of fragrance, but it just was not for me. So Aqua Media was definitely a flop for me. Um, just for one more time, I'm just going to spray it on this little card and see what it gives. Green, you definitely get that green and that citrus. And I don't know if that's that carrot, but it's a real strong type of green. It smells like grass, in my opinion, like a citrusy grass. And that sourness, it is appearing on this card. So maybe it's just the way that it's created in DNA, and that may work well for some people, but it definitely doesn't work well for me. That sour note, I don't like that. So those are my thoughts, you guys. that's definitely a no as far as full bottle. You know, over a period of time, over years, things do change, you know, but right now, Aqua Media Cologne Forte is a no for me. So if you have experienced this fragrance, sampled it, you own it, you're thinking about getting it, you know, whatever thoughts or questions you may have, you can leave those in the comments below. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel, and do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.